Hello everybody, and welcome to nbintel.net's YouTube review channel, where we provide how-to videos and product reviews for safety, security, and the emergency preparedness arena. Today, we're going to take a look at an MRE. Now, this might sound simple to some, however, if you have no experience with it, it can seem a little overwhelming. MRE stands for Meal Ready to Eat. And what it is, it's used by the military, and it's pretty much a prepackaged meal for one person for one day. So you can take a look at the outside of the bag. It's got the labeling right on it. There's different meals that are available. Some of the newer styles that you're going to see nowadays, those former military, you're not going to recognize these. What we had back then isn't nearly as tasty as what they're offering now. You can see today this one is going to be Southwest style beef black beans. It's more of a kind of a stew, and we're going to get into it. We're going to open it up and show you exactly how it works. Basically, when you do open this bag up, it's sealed, so you don't have to worry about it getting water in it. You don't have to worry about its shelf life. So we'll cut the top open here, and as you can see, you can actually just pull apart the top, and it would open up just like anything else. I'm going to go ahead and cut it open just to make it simple and get the packaging out of the way. But as you can see, the shelf life on these could be anywhere between 5 to 10 years. And I can honestly tell you, I've eaten them older than that. So, as we open it up, let's take a look at what we have inside here. One of the first things you're going to notice, if you have ate these before, is that the internal packaging now is also prepackaged, completely wrapped. That's new. I can honestly tell you I haven't seen that too many times. These newer kits that the military is offering have these capabilities. Just further sealing the packaging and making it that much more water safe. It opens up just like any other. You can see the first item I pull out. I'm going to lay everything out for you so you can kind of get a look at it. But depending on the meal you choose, you'll have different ingredients inside. So you have your main meal, and then I have Spanish rice that goes along with it. And as I get further into it, I have some cookies that come with it, some type of dessert. Then I'll have my cracker, which most of you former military remember the crackers. And then we'll have some beverage-based powder. So beverage-based powder you just mix with water, shake it up, and it's going to give you a little bit of electrolytes and a little bit of sugar to make the taste of that water a little bit better. So the next item is going to be, this one is cheese. So it's just a squeezable cheese spread. I gotta tell you, it's delicious. They have jalapeno cheese, regular cheese, and then this one is completely new. I haven't seen this before. This is picante sauce. So they're adding a little bit of salsa to the mix for this meal. Now that's not going to be in every meal, but it's in this one. On the outside, you're not going to be able to tell what the internal ingredients are until you kind of get to know all of these and you start to memorize them. So this package right here is for your beverage-based powder or your coffee. You can pour your coffee ground mix in there, add your water, and then place it inside your heater element, and that'll basically give you a way to warm up your coffee utilizing the provided heater. So this is the heater. It's green. It's got a fill line at the bottom and complete directions on there. So if for some reason you don't remember what I'm telling you on this video, you'll be able to get to it and get it done. Most of the stuff in here is self-explanatory. A spoon. Of course, you can't eat without a spoon, or if you do, it's not going to be as neat. So definitely a lifesaver. It's plastic, pretty heavy duty, pretty robust. We have wet naps. So you got to keep your hands clean, make sure you're sanitary. Some of the other items you're going to see in here, as we go through it, you're going to see the condiments packet. These are going to change a little bit too for those of you who do remember these. This one has the coffee packet in it, a little different than what we used to receive, but now it's actually a name brand and it looks pretty decent. You have your toilet paper. I can't leave home without it and wouldn't want to. So it can be used for kindling, it can be used for a lot of different things as well. As we move along, you're going to see we got more wipes, more wet naps. There'll be coffee creamer in there. We got sugar. We got salt. Pretty much everything you're going to need. And then to go even further, we got matches. Now these aren't waterproof, so just keep that in mind. Make sure you keep them dry. But each MRE will contain a book of matches. Alright, so as we continue on, you can see this is a non-dairy creamer for your coffee. So if you're lactose intolerant, no biggie, you can still make your coffee. And the mints. Each one contains 2 mints, just to keep your breath fresh no matter where you are in the world. So we're going to focus today, I'm going to move all the stuff off the counter, but we're going to focus today mainly on just the heating element and how it works. No need to heat up both, but if we wanted to, we can put both packages inside one heater and warm it up. You pretty much get a one-shot chance at that heater, so whatever items you want warm, you're going to want to put them in right then and there. With these two, they're in boxes, they're sealed, they're pretty solid, pretty robust. So the chances of them getting ruined is pretty slim. We'll focus on the main dish today. As you can see, it's in a box, sealed in itself. As we open it up, and when you open these boxes, try to keep them intact because you're going to use them again. It's a solid sealed package. Your main dish is in there. As you can see, it is sealed, it's heavy duty. I like to mix it up. If there's any clumps or anything in there, I like to mix it all up so when I do warm it up, it's pretty much ready to eat. As we take a look at the packaging itself, you have to look kind of closely, but you're going to notice there's going to be a little bit of a tab here at the top corner. That is basically just to allow you to cut that top open and pull it all the way across, and pretty much after it's warmed up, you can eat it just like a bowl. So pretty convenient, pretty easy to open. These are military proof, it's how I like to put them, so it's kind of hard to go wrong. So once again, we got directions on our heater. You can read through them if you don't remember any of this, but the main thing to remember is do not overfill your water in that heater element. Too much water is not good. Pretty self-explanatory. As we start taking a look at it further, you're going to realize that this is pretty simple task. So we open up at the top. Don't be intimidated by any of this. Alright, discard the trash, and I like to open it up, make sure everything's working the way it's supposed to be. You can see this element's a little bit different than some of the older styles. These ones are broken down into 4 sections. I know it's kind of hard to see on the camera. But they're broken down into 4 individual sections in there. And the reason they did that, I think the older models were having a hard time. They were a solid brick, having a hard time getting the water to activate with all of the element. So they just made it in smaller little segments, so you're going to get much more heat out of it and a lot quicker. So, elements back in the bag, we place our food item in the bag with it. And like I said, if you had 2 items, put both items in there. Make sure it goes all the way down the bottom, and you see your fill line. Pretty simple. It shows there you're going to want to lean it up against a rock. So have an item that you want to lay it against. That's going to be key, because if you put it against your shoe or something that shouldn't get hot, it will melt it. The temperature does get pretty intense. So you can use a box or other items like that, but you want to keep it somewhat of a little bit of an angle. So I told you not to discard the box, and that'll make sense here in a second. We'll take our water, and we got our box. What we're going to do is I'm going to put the water inside the MRE bag, stand it up, take it right there to that fill line. And if you're a little over, it's not a big deal. A little under is not a big deal. But you just want to make sure it gets to that point. And whatever side that element's on, the element's on the back and your food's towards the front, that's the way you're going to want to lay it down. You're going to want that water to touch that element the entire time. Close the top of that bag up. Make sure all of your element is coming in contact with the water. And then we're going to place it back into that box. That's just going to ensure that it's out of the elements and it keeps the food in contact with that element to warm it up. And from there, use a box, anything really just to keep it somewhat of an angle. mainly so that water doesn't pour out of the top. You want that water to stay in there. And as you can see, we already have a little bit of steam coming off from the chemical reaction. That's how fast it gets hot. That's why you don't want to hold it in your hand. You definitely don't want to lean it against your leg. It can take anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes. Usually somewhere in the 5 to 6 minute range is when you're going to have your food is going to be more than hot enough to eat. But it depends on the elements, how cold it is outside. So we sit and watch. The smell isn't too bad. It has a little bit of a chemical smell to it, but it's not harmful. So now time has passed. We're going to open it up, move our stuff out of the way, pretty much remove our food from the package itself. Alright, so as we take it out, obviously it's going to be a little hot. Once again, you can kind of mix it all up, but it is hot. Get your spoon. Like I said, pretty simple, self-explanatory. Grab the package, find the top. All you're going to do is tear it from left to right, or right to left, whatever you prefer. And then we'll just pull this off and discard it. And then I'm not sure how well you can see, but there's your food right inside. Now it might not look like much, but when you're hungry, I can honestly say it's delicious. And in an emergency, it's more about sustaining life than it is having the luxuries of a delicious meal. Now I can tell you a personal little thing I used to do in the military. I used to take a sugar packet, and the older versions had a small bottle of Tabasco sauce, and I would put the sugar and the Tabasco in there, making pretty much every meal that I had. It would be hot and it would be sweet and it would be filling. So do what you like, add whatever ingredients you'd like to it, but these meals are designed to be for one person for an entire day. There's enough calories in there to sustain a busy day. So if you're on the fence about it, or if you plan on eating multiple meals a day, this might not be the route to go. But in a survival situation, they're packaged well and they're designed to sustain life. Well, thank you for watching, and remember, if you have a video or a product you'd like us to review, leave us a message or email us, and we'll be happy to take a look at it. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and look for helpful tips on our Twitter channel. Thank you, and stay safe.